Welcome everyone to the Selling Greenville podcast. I am your host, Stan McCune, realtor here in Greenville, South Carolina. And just as a reminder, as always, all of my contact information is in the show notes. Should you be interested in reaching out to me? Should you just want to talk? Or should you need a realtor? I'd be happy to help you. I represent a lot of buyers and sellers, including investors, which have always been a big part of my business, but also just regular people buying and selling their homes. Now, just as a reminder, if you like this podcast, or if you love it, hopefully, go ahead and rate us 5 stars, leave us a kind review. Don't forget to subscribe, to download. Honestly, you don't need to download our episodes unless you're planning to go in the airplane to travel somewhere and try not to get coronavirus. And you need to make sure that you have the podcast on your device, so you download it. That is the time where you really need to download it. Otherwise, probably just subscribing will be sufficient. But all of that stuff helps us in the Apple algorithm, in the Google Play algorithm, whatever platform you're using to listen to this. Audio Boom, Spotify, we're on all those platforms. Anyway, go ahead and subscribe, rate us, review us. We would appreciate all of that. And today, we're just going to have a quick market update that I'm going to give you guys. Just a quick snapshot. This was actually an idea from my friend Andrew Dixon. Shout out to Andrew with Dixon Pest Solutions. They are a pest control company that Andrew runs. He does a great job. He's helped me and a lot of my real estate clients with a lot of different things here in the upstate. But he had the idea that I should just give a brief market update every now and then, that he was interested in that. And I was like, you know what? That's not a terrible idea. So I've given a few market updates in the past. I spent a little bit more time on them than I intend to on this one. This is just going to kind of go through a few numbers of what's happening and allow you guys to kind of get a sense of what the market is doing. So what is the market doing? Well, I'm glad you asked. The market, in summary, is stable and is improving from the standpoint of sellers. From the standpoint of buyers, it's improved a little bit since the last time we talked about it, but here in the upstate, we are still having inventory issues. So here is what's happening. All right. So in mid-March to early April, we saw that that new listings went down. From March 19th to March 8th, new listings went down about 7% year on year for that same time period. But then contracts on those listings were actually up. That was a really strange phenomenon, really indicated a strong, really strong seller's market for this year. But obviously things plummeted a little bit from April 9th through 16th, which we discussed a couple of weeks ago. The listings went down for that time period year on year by 35%, which was a crazy amount, but not unexpected. A lot of uncertainty with what was happening with COVID-19. Sellers decided, you know what, we might just wait to list our home. Or maybe sellers just decided, we're just going to wait on moving altogether until all of this stabilizes. Who knows what exactly happened. But for that roughly 2.5 week span, new listings were down year on year by 35%, but new contracts on those listings were only down year on year 10.5%. We discussed a little bit on that podcast that, again, all indications were that more sellers were dropping out of the market than buyers, which means still squarely a seller's market, still squarely inventory issues, not enough houses to satisfy the number of buyers in the market. To say this another way, we have had, from March 19th to April 8th, we saw a little bit of dip in new listings, but a lot of contracts coming in. Then both new listings and new contracts dipped, but the listings way more so. And so what has happened since then, from April 17th through 29th? I'm not including today. I'm recording this on the 30th. Not including today because the day isn't over. I don't want to skew the numbers, but we have seen a rebound. Okay, not quite a rebound to the late March, early April levels, but we have seen a rebound in the new listings. They are now, for that time period from April 17th to 29th, they ended up being down only 12% year on year. So in 2019, the way I ran this, we had 871 new listings from April 17th to 29th. And this year, same time period, same date range, 766 new listings. What about new contracts on those listings? Similar phenomenon that we had earlier, where we have 231 contracts on those new listings. So, I mean, we're talking about like pretty close to a third of those homes that came on the market from April 17th to April 29 already have contracts on them, are already under contract. That's a pretty good number overall, I would say. Out of the listings in 2019, the 871 that came on the market from April 17th to 29th, 166 of those sold with contracts that happened during that same time period. So you can't compare apples to apples exactly because, again, as I've said in the past, we don't know how many of the 231 current contracts that we have are going to fall through. But 231, it's going to have a lot of them fall through in order to be less than the 166 that we had for the same time period of last year. So we are seeing a lot of buyers still in the market, aggressive. These seem like serious buyers that want to put offers in on homes. They're looking at these new homes that are coming on the market and they're getting them under contract. I have had the past 2 weeks multiple clients. Again, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but you need to know the story is still the same. I have had multiple buyer contracts get into multiple offer situations. I had one that we even did what's called an escalation clause, where we were willing to go well above the purchase price to beat any competing offers, and they still didn't get it because it is such an aggressive seller's market right now. There are such aggressive buyers out there, and you should know that this is not an easy time to buy. If you're looking to sell, though, don't be hesitant. That's all I'm saying. That there are a lot of other considerations when you're looking to sell, but in terms of the coronavirus and hesitancies there, I would not be concerned in general at the moment. Showings for the same time period are also reflecting the same rebound. So we have had a steady, really since early April, a steady increase in showings, whereas April, so Saturday is always the busiest day for showings, right? So on April 4th, we had 641 showings. That was a very light Saturday. That was like coming close to half what we would expect for early April showings on a Saturday. So this past Saturday, the 25th, we had 899. Again, this data coming from Showing Time. The data before was data I had pulled from the MLS. This is data pulled from Showing Time. It's not 100% accurate because not all showings go through them, but a large percentage of them do. So we are now seeing, it hasn't fully rebounded. I would like to see that number go above 1,000 for a Saturday, but 899 is pretty good. That was more than the previous Saturday, which was 865, which was more than the 11th, which was 651, which was more than the 4th, which was 641. So we are seeing a steady increase. That's also happening on weekdays as well. The only weekday, week on week, that I'm aware of that we had a slight dip was just from Friday the 17th. We had 687 showings, and on the 24th, it went down to 674. So that was just a dip by 13 showings. Otherwise, everything, the trajectory just keeps going up from the standpoint of how many buyers are looking at houses, how many contracts are being put in on houses. The market seems to be very resilient, and we should be encouraged that it does not appear that the Greenville real estate market, at least, is heading into any type of recession or anything like that. but it is going to be a challenge for buyers for the near future. With inventory levels going down, that is not a good thing for buyers. You have fewer homes to look at, more competition because fewer buyers have dropped out of the market than sellers have. And so you're going to have to be patient and kind of ride this out. And let's hope that here in the near future that we get more sellers coming on the market, willing to list their homes. Maybe we will even have kind of an influx at some point here in the summer. That's what I'm really hoping, an influx of homes that come on the market to help to satiate the buyers. And hopefully that will result in a more of a leveling of the market. But right now, at least the market is healthy from the standpoint of the economics of it all. We just need for buyers to hang tight, to be patient. Your home that you want to buy will come around at some point. And if you need a realtor to help you with that, I'd be happy to do that. Again, my contact information is in the show notes. And until next time, stay safe.